Hi Wolves fans, happy Monday. I'm going to try and be more positive this video because people are saying I've looked depressed and more grey than ever after yesterday's video. But today, Abline, it's all over that one. We'll get into that. Johnny Phillips also responds to the penny has dropped, as a big lorry goes past, myth on Dazzling Dave's channel. And I'm going to talk about trying to be positive because it's hard to be, but let's try and be more positive. Anyway, while we're trying to be positive, Abline rejects Wolves. This is why it's so hard to be positive. Even George Mendes, the super agent who we're close to these days again, couldn't convince him. Before he even got approached by George Mendes, it said he just didn't like the look of Wolves. So he's seeing that we're favourites to go down. And he wants to stay in France. Paris FC are still the favourites to sign him. The main story is another player now has rejected Wolves. Mark Pubel turned us down last minute, goes Sevilla. Gianlu Sanchez keeps looking like he wants to go to Napoli and not Wolves. The guy from Juventus, if you believe reports close to him over in Italy, he wants to stay in Juventus and Wolves don't interest him. Evan Gesson at the beginning of the window just snubbed the interest and obviously he's ended up going to Aston Villa. And it makes sense. Look, we've got a certain market, but really exciting players are going to look a little bit higher than Wolves because the reality is we're one of the favourites to go down. Hold on, I'm going to try and be positive. I personally don't think we're going to go down. I think if we get it right, we'll be mid-table. So these players don't know what they're going on about. Jeff Sheafo's another problem. When you've got him saying stuff like, if you want success and silverware, maybe Wolves are not the team for you. He did backtrack on those comments before people start jumping on me. But it's just not good signals, is it, off our board? Talking of that subject, Sky Johnny Phillips always seems to get good access to Wolves. He was on Dazzling Dave's Always Wolves Fan TV channel along with Tom Colomossi, who did a Daily Mail article. And he responded to the penny has dropped, which is took off and become a world of its own. And do you know what? I was fooled by this. I did read his article at the time, and I genuinely did think he said that in his article, but he didn't. What happened was, he was on Daz Hale's BBC WM radio show, and Daz Hale said to him, "So Johnny, reading your article, would you say the penny has dropped?" And Johnny was like, "Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, I think they've realised we need to get players in early and buy-in potential's not going to work. So I think you could say that." This was ages ago. This was at the beginning of the window. Obviously, it's turned out a lot of what Johnny said in the article, some's come true, some hasn't. Things that have come true, we've got got rid of a lot of deadwood, which may be too much, some people could argue. And yeah, we are trying is the key word, to get senior ready-made players in, and we needed a bit of a clear out. We knew obviously Cunha and, you know, Ait Nori were going to go, blah de blah, it's old news. So Johnny Phillips had to stick up for himself a bit, but even himself seemed like he was backtracking a lot on things he had said. I think he's slightly surprised how it's gone this window and how late we're leaving things, although a lot of clubs are struggling, as he liked to point out. You know, I know Everton are signing Grealish, but I'm saying that Sunderland are signing half the world, so it's hard. But we're, you know, apparently we're trying. If Tete and Jeff and that watch that game against Celta Vigo and don't think we need a right wing back, a midfielder, a left centre back, a forward, maybe another forward, then we're in trouble. But some fans think with the current team we've got, we'll be okay. So yeah, I'm going to try and be positive. I think personally we'll be battling relegation with the current squad we've got, especially if we have injuries. But let's be positive, and all we can do now is back the players and Vitor Pereira. Jeff Shee's never going to change. We've got to get positive atoms, as Jeff Shee says. I'm trying to say that with a straight face. But let's back the boys against City. Let's pray and be positive that we will get a few signings in before the 1st of September deadline. That's got to happen. And then we've got to hope they gel quick. But as it stands, look, it's not been a very good window. That's just my opinion. But comment your thoughts down below on Abline rejecting us, new targets needed. Yeah, no, positive, atoms, positive. People saying I'm going grey. Yeah, you know, on the wrong side of 30 now, it happens. And I did record yesterday's video Sunday morning, so just sticking up for myself, I did seem a bit negative on that one. But I think we'll be okay. There probably is worse teams around us, although a lot of the bookies have got us going down, but the bookies have us going down every season, so we'll be okay. Please like the video, please subscribe if you're new, and let's hope for some positive news this week that some players are going to come in. Cheers everyone, take care.